Hello, hello, friends. I am trying something new just for fun. I am going to see if this works. I am going to actually go ahead and record this podcast. And yeah, this is a little interesting and weird all at the same time. I honestly don't know how people do all these multi things together, but I'm going to try. First of all, let me start off by saying a big hello to everyone. And I have been MIA now. It's been for a while. And I recently received my Spotify, like it's Spotify 2024 Wrapped podcast thing. And for this channel, this is the Organize Your Closet and Your Life Will Follow. And can I just say from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank, there are 5 or 6 Irish folk from Ireland who have told Spotify that I am their number 1 podcast of the year. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. I think I might know one of them. Her name's Colette O'Neill. If it's you, Colette, thank you for your support. And whoever it is, I love you so much. And I want to thank you. And I've been MIA. I've been doing so many things. I've been working on so many other projects. And this was the easiest thing to put on the back burner, and so I did. But I'm back, and I love podcasting. It is very fun, and I'm excited because I'm going to have a couple of really great interviews, a couple of really kind of profound interviews and guests in the new year. So let me start off today with just saying I'm actually going to go back to my Tid Bits series, which is a series about just little things you can do, just like tiny habits, so that you can move towards a more decluttered, free home that is just easy to navigate, easy to live in, and create your own sacred space. I really encourage, because the world is the way it is, you want to have a sacred space for yourself that is safe, and it makes you feel like a warm hug, like it just makes you feel so good to be alive. And so that is part of the Tidbit series, is just to be able to create that feeling in your own home. And it's not only about home stuff, it's also about life stuff. So, I need to find my cards. So here are my cards. Again, I don't know if you recall, this is something, I love these little cards. I don't know if you can see that. This is something that my husband purchased for me back in 1997 when I was just enthralled with HGTV. And I thought, wow, being a home organizer means like just so much glamour, and wow, that's amazing. The end product, boom, looking good and fabulous. Well, I started watching a show with the host Niecy Nash, who was incredible. And I saw the other side of home organizing, which is not glamorous at all. You get your hands dirty, you get dust, cobwebs, you get all kinds of stuff in your hair. You go home feeling very dirty and grungy, and I generally disrobe in the garage. Sometimes I get that filthy, and I go straight into the shower. I walk through the house nude, and I go straight to the shower. So anyway, let me start with my tiny habits and tidbits. So the first card is Just Say No. I don't know if you can see that. These are super cute. And I'm going to read it, and then I'll kind of give you my take on it. So it says, learn to say no without guilt. Know what your work, social, and personal limits are and maintain them. Learning to live more simply also means learning to set and maintain limits. You have nothing to lose but some of the simplicity you've worked to create. Perfect card. Just say no. No is such a powerful and necessary word when you are practicing more self-love. As this year progresses into the holiday frenzy and the new year 2025, I feel like this is a little bit of a renewal year where we could all really use some deep rest from the antics of the world around us. And I say we should continue the season of rest through this winter and into 2025. So remember, no pressure on setting New Year's resolutions. I personally love to just set 2 to 3 really meaningful personal goals and do them. Now that feels good. And by the end of the year, I feel like I have accomplished my top goals that made a difference for me. One thing I've realized too is the fall season is really a place to say no to everyone else and bring in your own creativity. Do something new before hibernation. That is the best time to bring in new ideas, bring in creativity, new projects, what have you. And then the winter, if we follow nature, is really a time to hibernate. So just say no. I love this card. The next card is called low maintenance. Instead of becoming owned by the things you own because of the high level of maintenance they require, consider picking things that require low levels of maintenance as part of any new acquisition decision. Okay, that's really smart. There are definitely cars, clothes, plants, pets, and living environments that require less maintenance than others. You may even find that you enjoy your less encumbered lifestyle more. You will populate it with lower maintenance friends as well. That's great. So low maintenance. There is a song I'm going to quote, "Everything I think I need always comes with batteries." You know that line from John Mayer's song, "Something's Missing." So I don't know about you, but I find so much wisdom about life and living from song lyrics, specifically my favorite band, Dave Matthews Band, and many others, including these lines from the incredible John Mayer, who I love. My daughter and I went to see him in concert, and it was beautiful. It was the John Mayer solo, where he was ridiculously talented and played like 4 or 5 instruments all at the same time. Super, super relatable, personable, amazing guy. And I love that he, kind of did his show, and he started off, he shared clips of himself from way back when he was just a kid getting started. It was really great. So I'm going to read some of his lines. "I'm dizzy from the shopping mall. I searched for joy, but I bought it all. It doesn't help the hunger pains and a thirst I'd have to drown first to ever satiate." Yeah, those words are deep, and you can't satiate that need. You could buy everything in the world and it's not going to help. So again, it's all about the internal work. So again, everything I think I need always comes with batteries. And I agree. Try to find low battery things, folks. Especially for kids, try to find old-fashioned toys and things that require thought and the use of the creative brain. That would help our kids a lot. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next card. Face the fantasy. So let's see. Face the fantasy. Okay, face the fantasies you carry about what life is supposed to be like. what relationships are supposed to look like. Wow, my eyes are getting bad because this writing is tiny. Hold on one sec. What relationships are supposed to look like and what you are supposed to be like, and free yourself from their tyranny by recognizing that they are just myths. Myths are cultivated, nurtured, and perpetuated in excess in our culture. From advertising to movies to print media, Madison Avenue preys upon the discrepancy between what we think life should be and what it really is, and we consume in an attempt to fill that void. Going back to my previous message and John Mayer's message. We consume in an attempt to fill that void, but there will always be a chasm between the fantasy media image of life and what we all really experience. The sooner you free yourself of the fantasies, the sooner you can enjoy what you do. And you can enjoy what you do have without having to buy one more thing. Wow. Gosh, I'm kind of emotional today. I'm not sure why. It's because I haven't done a podcast in so long. I've been totally MIA. And also I'm filming, which is not always easy. Hi. So anyway, let me move on to the next card. Yeah. Actually, I haven't even done my little blurb. So face the fantasy. I love those videos that people do called reality versus fantasy. They are super funny. And I really applaud people who show it like it is on YouTube. I'm sure you've seen the ones where there are two scenarios. One is absolutely perfect, and the other one shows the reality of it all. Super hilarious. And you can just search for reality versus fantasy to find some good ones. A former very talented coworker of mine from VitaJewel has some hilarious ones on YouTube. His name is Lucas Schultz, Lukas Schultz. He is a very handsome German dude, and there are a few reality versus fantasy with his name attached to it. So you should look those up. Really great. Okay, next, let's move on to enjoy imperfection. This is beautiful. Here's the little cute card. Being a perfectionist and expecting a high level of perfection in all things around you is a tough standard to live by. Given that people by definition are human and therefore flawed, it is hard work to keep expecting their behavior to meet levels of perfection that don't come to most of us naturally. Instead of always finding fault in the gap between what you expected and what was delivered, see if you can't start cutting yourself and the people around you a break by enjoying the imperfections and idiosyncrasies that come with being human. Accepting people as they are will be much easier than demanding levels of perfection that even closed laboratories find difficult to create. So first of all, this just triggered a memory. Has anyone watched the show Being Human? It is a great show. It is about it's about a vampire, a werewolf, and a ghost that live together. They're roommates. And I watched both versions of the show. It was fabulous. I watched the British version and the US version, and they were both excellent. I suggest you watch the US version first. It's so good. But anyway, so getting back to this card, enjoy imperfection. I love the saying, perfection is truly the enemy of progress. I absolutely love this saying, and I repeat it to myself often. I'm one of those people. One of my mentors has this saying he uses often, which is to move the needle. And he is referring to move the needle one little mark to the direction you are trying to move into. Embodying this notion is truly the foundation to how I personally get anything done. I have learned to give myself a lot of compassion when it comes to my own personal productivity and being on the go, go, go hamster wheel of life. So I allow myself so much grace, which is why I haven't been on podcasting for a couple of years or a year. But I allow myself so much grace. And this means that when I'm not making huge strides on a personal project, I don't beat myself up about it. I enjoy the state of rest I might need. And I mean, fully embrace and enjoy it. Then I go back to whatever it is, like I'm back with this podcast and even recording it, to get it done and keep moving the needle. So again, I want to thank the 6 people who have rated me their number 1 podcast. I also want to thank 19 people. And for all you people who have like millions of podcast followers and what have you, this is nothing. But I have 19 people who put this podcast in their top 10. So now I really, it's actually renewed my zest for doing podcasting, which I love. And I'm going to try this whole doing it live thing, which is not easy. It's actually really funny, but I'm going to try it. And yeah, so that is all about being a perfectionist. Like, stop. Just start doing. Nothing is perfect. And I get a little bit annoyed by people who just have to have everything perfect, because even when you think it's perfect, there's going to be something wrong with it. Somebody will find fault with it. So just stop. Like, who cares? Just start doing. Yes, that is my 2 cents. And the last card that we have today is called Inhabit the Neighborhood. Super cute. Cute. See that little cute little neighborhood. And actually it says local cleaner, local shoe store, and local stationery. Super cute card. So honestly, this card just brings to mind Sesame Street or Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. But let's read it. Form relationships and interdependency in your neighborhood by patronizing the shops within walking distance of your home. Involving yourself in issues that affect your neighborhood and coming to know the people with whom you share this common space. So good. Such good advice. Creating a sense of community by just recognizing your shopkeepers and librarians is another part of feeling increasingly at home in your little world, while building a sense of local interconnectedness. Wow. Again, this goes back to community. This goes back to being in your space, living in your own space, and also expanding that to include your neighbors and friends that live near you. I love my neighbors. I have to say that I have the best neighbors ever. And I will also say that I am the kind of the initial person who brought all of my neighbors together. And now they're all friends, and it's really fun. And it's beautiful to be in a community where people really look out for each other. And I just love my little corner here in Hercules. We live in a peasant cottage in a cul-de-sac overlooking the bay, and it's our little slice of heaven. I love it. What I will say about Mr. Rogers and Sesame Street is I love the depiction of the perfect neighborhood. Right down to the crotchety old Oscar the Grouch, which I don't think we actually have an old crotchety anyone here. But it also somehow brings to mind a favorite old series called Cheers. So I don't know if you remember Cheers, which was fabulous with Ted Danson and Shelley Long, I think. I'm not sure. But I loved when Norm walked in and everyone said hello by yelling out, Norm! And to him. And I'm a former bartender, so it's easy for me to be the first one to say hello to people, but I like to acknowledge and say hello to anyone that passes me on the street. I think some people think it's weird, but I always say it first, and that's okay. I am totally fine to give that energy out, and sometimes it changes people's lives. I think I get more pleasure out of it than the people receiving my hearty hello. But I know that I've had a few people who said, your smile just made my day. So, and that makes my day. So anyway, thank you so much for watching and listening to this episode. Again, this was adapted from 52 Ways to Simplify Your Life by Lynn Gordon. It's this beautiful little card deck that my wonderful husband purchased for me over 30 years ago, 25 years ago, whatever the math is. Alexa, what's 2024 minus 1997?
2024 minus 1997 is 27.
Okay, so... So 27 years ago, my husband bought me this beautiful card deck, 52 Ways to Simplify Your Life by Lynn Gordon. And I am really having fun doing this tidbit series. I hope you're enjoying it. I want to send out a blessing and a prayer to everyone on Mother Earth and just hope that everyone will use kindness as their modus operandi. Just being kind is so important to yourself, to your family, to everyone around you. So with that, I am going to sign off in two places. This is a little odd because I've got to stop my Audacity recording and also my video recording. But thank you. Mwah. Kisses to all. I love you so much, especially my 6 fans in Ireland who think I have the #1 podcast. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am so grateful for you. And I am very grateful for the 19 folks who put me in their top 10. Like, again, I know that's not a big deal to huge podcasters and people, but to me, it means everything. Thank you so much. Wishing you all a wonderful, wonderful holiday season ahead. Take care of yourself. Be good to yourself. Love yourself. And I will see you again soon. I am going to get back to this. Very excited. Thank you, everyone. Sending lots of love out into the universe before my dogs start barking. Thank you so much. Uh-oh, here they go. Bye.